Welcome to the Hub, everybody. Are you guys excited for Rocket Pitch today? Yeah. I'm Bryce. I'm a student partner here at the Hub, and I'm really excited to once again be with you all to kick off our second Rocket Pitch this semester. If you haven't yet, go ahead and scan the QR code I'm about to put on the screen. There you go. Scan that QR code and check in to today's event. Just by checking in, you'll instantly win 400 points that you can use here at the Hub. You can use them on our vending machine, which is right over by the fridges. You can use them for Hub merch, like this awesome sweatshirt I'm wearing. And then you'll also be entered to win a swag giveaway that we're giving away later today. If you're the top points earner at the end of the semester, you'll actually also be have the opportunity to go to a lunch with President Rowe. All right, for our pitchers today, we want to go through a little bit of how pitching works. You'll have 4 minutes for your pitch. This is a competition, so we will cut you off if your time is up. Ella over there in the corner has 2 signs. When it says 1 minute, that means you have a minute remaining. And when she holds up the stop sign, you must stop your pitch. Your time is up. Make sure that while you're pitching, you cover the problem, the market, the competitive landscape, the solution, and the delivery. After your pitch, you'll get 4 minutes of question and answer from the audience, and you'll be competing to win 800 engagement points here today and a spot at the William & Mary Demo Day coming at the end of this semester on April 24th. Let's get ready to rock it. All right, first up, we have Peter Belaniak with Venture Afterglow. Sorry if I butchered the last name.
All right, so I had a whole script planned out, but I realized that the script was trying to convince you of my product, that my product is new. But really, it is. There's nothing like it on the market right now. It doesn't exist. The concept is new, and the philosophy behind it is brand new as well. I want you to think, how many of you guys have ever hit a wall in your life, like you were stuck? Either you had a habit you knew that you needed to shake, or you had an aspect of your personality that you needed to grow out of. Chances are this is most of you. And most people also exist in another category. They exist in the category between I'm fine and I'm mentally unstable. This is the average person. And right now, wellness apps are only targeting the people who are those who are mentally unstable, not the average person who just ran into a problem or feels stuck in life. And so that's where Rewire comes in. Current apps also they approach wellness in a way that overstimulates your senses. There's too many colors. There's phrases like "you got this" or serene images of lakes that don't really make sense. We believe at Rewire that simplicity and the hard truth is best. And the hard truth is that change doesn't happen on an app. It happens in the real world. And so who are our users? Our users know this too. Our users are aware, they're introspective, and they even know about the problem, that they know why the problem that's leading to their problem behaviors. And this is what psychologists call the intention behavior gap. And this makes the problem even worse. And so what Rewire believes in is that people don't need more insight. They just need disruption. They need those values that they hold closest to themselves, their beliefs and principles that make them who they are, to change. They need their value systems to change. And you do that through removing the old one. And that's where Rewire comes in. Apps like Calm and Headspace, they comfort you, then they entertain. They're not ready to be, they're not ready, users are not ready to be uncomfortable. And so how do we execute this? Rewire is basically a home to an AI chatbot named Witness, and Witness is your accountability partner. We believe in simplicity, so we don't think that spending an hour on our app is good for you. We think that you should go on in the morning, maybe once a day, and Witness will ask you a challenging question, not like how are you feeling today, but something that challenges your deeply held beliefs and values, something that makes you you. Witness is always open to conversation throughout the day, but after this question, you're forced to reply. And after your conversation or your reply, it tasks you with a real-world disruption that's designed to contradict a specific belief. And over time, the more you talk to Witness, the more it gets a better hold of you. It understands you more. It understands where your blind spots and your contradictions are. And so the tasks get more uncomfortable and it gets more true. And so how would this look like? Let's say I think that I'm more polite and considerate than I actually am. Witness would be able to see that, and it would tell me that it would raise a question. How think about your last interactions with people in service industry. I would reflect on those moments, and then I would be forced to spark a meaningful connection with these people. And the next time I open Rewire, I could reflect on this. We believe in a simple design philosophy. We believe that features like headspace and calm, they use features that are manipulative, and they just push you further away from clarity. So that's why we have simple fonts, simple colors, no crazy characters, no streaks and badges, because those are all things used on social media and in casinos that are designed to keep you on their apps. And people cancel their subscriptions not because they can't afford it, but because they're not ready to hear a brutally honest witness. And we believe that other users who log their meditation for 30 hours aren't really people who are internalizing the practice. They're just people who log their meditation. And once you start gauging it, it loses its value. And so we believe that the wellness industry is polluted by apps with poor design philosophy, and they only target one end of the spectrum, overlooking millions of individuals. And so here at Rewire, we synthesize cutting edge psychology with the oldest human wisdom that humans have cultivated to help the average individual rewire their thinking. We believe that comfort and engagement don't change people. Friction and being uncomfortable does. Thank you.
All right, that was awesome. Now we're going to have 4 minutes for questions, and I have this really fun microphone here. So if you have a question, just raise your hand. I'll come bring this over to you. And if you're good at throwing, you can also like throw it here and there.
Thanks. Great idea. Great presentation. The question I have is, in your discovery process, have you talked to psychologists, those types of people, and if you have, what kind of feedback have you gotten?
Well, I really haven't talked to psychologists yet, but I've talked to just the average people. I've talked to my friends. And really, what people need today is, I think most people, especially in my generation, the biggest thing that they happen to have a challenge with is being stuck on their phones. And they don't want to be on their phones, but they keep on going on their phones. And if they were to have some tool that would show them, that would bring to their awareness of what's actually going wrong and how they can break that, I think that would be very helpful. And I haven't talked to the psychologist yet, but I know the psychology aligns with what Rewire stands for.
I would just wonder how the psychology, industry would feel about this, if this is a disruption to them or a compliment.
Well, we take it in a different direction. We think so. The future of mental health is definitely headed in this direction. Um, I'm studying here at William & Mary Psychedelic Studies, and that's the future of mental health therapy. You have psilocybin-assisted therapies that are being studied at all the top 20 universities now. And basically what those therapeutic events happen is people realize their specific beliefs and principles, their value systems, they change. And what happens is that they realize that they're not objectively true, and they realize that there is change, there is more beyond the horizon. And so by utilizing those principles, I'm trying to implement that kind of framework within an app, bringing to your awareness of the problem and really changing who you could be.
I got the mic. Why is this your passion?
Why is this my passion? Like I said, I'm really interested in psychedelic studies, and that's probably the route that I'm going to go professionally. But if you think about innovations in the psychedelic realm, for an 18-year-old, that's kind of non-existent. And so this is a good way to open me into the industry and allow me to see what kind of potential for opportunities there are, while taking it from a very safe background and something that's not, illegal, not permissible. And so I believe that the world is experiencing a mental health epidemic. There's over 1 billion people with mental disorders, and it's risen by 280 million in the last 6 years. That's 1 in 8 people across the world. And you think about how many other people have problems just like functioning, not really mental disorders, but numbers even more. And I said, I think this is a product that so many people could find valuable, but it might not be for everyone because not everyone is open to a brutally honest witness.
Like you said, a lot of people don't like facing the uncomfortable truth, and the people who might need this app the most, like maybe they're not as kind as they think they are, they probably won't want to hear that they're not as nice as they think they are. So, how do you plan to deal with people just not wanting to face the truth about themselves and use this app?
Well, I think this app is definitely going to be for a specific person. This person is going to be the people who use this app, they're going to love it. And the people who download it and say, what the heck is this? They're going to delete it pretty soon. And I think that you'll be able to see if it clicks with you or if it doesn't. And like I said, the people who this app is good for, they're wanting a brutally honest witness. They want to be uncomfortable. They want this change.
Hey, Peter, appreciate it. Our question comes from Zoom, and it's more centered on revenue. So, how much do you charge, and how many subscribers do you currently have?
So we'll be charging $1 a month. And it's the philosophy goes down all the way to the price. It could be 99 cents, it could be 5.69, it could be 1.99, just $1. It goes against the industry standard, but we don't believe in any psychology tricks. Right now, we're in the stage of product development. We don't have any users, but I don't know. We believe that profit really isn't the end goal. I really want to make a change with this app, and you know, uh, making a lot of money isn't the end goal. Making a product that works does.
Will there be some sort of like goal system to keep like users engaged and coming back on the app throughout time?
Well, so a lot of other apps use badges and ways to track your change, and Witness does also track your change, but it doesn't make you. It doesn't show you. You can't really choose to see it because that's a form of self-inflation. If you have all your statistics, you could say, show to your friends, oh, this makes me feel better, but really it doesn't. So Witness will show you how you changed and by how much over time when it truly believes that you deserve it. That's a good question.
Are you able to tailor Witness to your specific needs?
Yeah. So if let's say you have a habit that you want to shake, or you realize that, hey, I should smile more, you can input that into Witness, and you can kind of tailor it to your specific needs from the very get-go so it has a better understanding of who you are and what you want to accomplish.
There are some liability issues here. Somebody starts using your app and then causes a problem in the world. Have you thought about that? How can you mitigate those risks?
Yeah, so well, this is not a substitute for therapy. People who need therapy should go to therapy. This is for more the average person, but if Witness is able to detect like hazardous dialogue, so if it can flag it for review and a human can operate it, and if there needs to be intervention, a human can take over Witness and um, shut it down for that user.
You mentioned Calm and Headspace a couple of times, and as I understand it, those are not trying to change your behaviors or do the same kind of thing that you're talking about. Are you aware of anything else that is trying to do something that's more analogous to what you're doing? And if not, why do you think that you're in competition with Calm and Headspace?
Well, I think Calm and Headspace are the two. When you think about the wellness industry, those are the two biggest ones. And this is a new idea. Thinking about destroying your value systems, and it's new. It's a modern. This is very much the trajectory of the mental health, the wellness industry, and we're in the infant baby stages of it. It's perfect timing.
All right, let's give it up for Peter.
All right, thank you very much, Peter. Next up, our second pitcher is Andrew Sun with their Venture Dime.
That's horrible.
All right. Hey guys. My name is Andrew Sun, and the title of my startup is called Dime, and it's an AI date planner. So I've actually already made it. Come after and see me if you want to try it out. But basically, it's an AI date planner that makes dating simpler by choosing your own preferences, such as what activities, what cuisines you want to eat, and what do you want to do. And it also chooses a budget that is comfortable for you to create the perfect date for you. So there's no longer the hassle of spending all that time on Google trying to come up with a date. But first of all, a little bit about me. So I'm actually new to William Mary. I'm here in the Master's Accounting program. This is my first semester, and I attended New York University for undergrad. So I actually study photography. So I'm kind of changing careers a little bit. But I had two goals for college. One of them is to find a wife. Another one is to find a job. I think NYU, like studying photography, that was like the wife portion, living in New York City. But I think now that I'm in Williamsburg, I low-key need to lock in and make some bread, So I'm out here making startups. I'm out here doing accounting. I'm trying to figure these two things out, right? So, I do some fashion photography. I got rejected a lot in the city. This past summer, I've been on so many dates, trying to find the love of my life. And now I can say I'm happily with my girlfriend of 6 months, neat. So thank you. I appreciate it. So what are the problems that I experienced when I was going on so many dates and getting rejected this past summer in New York City? Basically, in New York City, when you are young and trying to build wealth, you're gonna be broke and you're gonna be busy because you're probably gonna be doing like finance, medicine, law, and you're probably gonna be working a lot of hours and not have like salary to like afford all these like really nice, amazing food that you see on your Instagram feed. And that's kind of another thing that I'm gonna get into. On your Instagram, you're gonna see so much good food, but you're not gonna be able to afford it as a young professional. And the thing is, there's a disconnect between people like us who like maybe just get like a good hole in the wall ramen spot, and then like this omakase date night at Shoko. Like, who can afford that? No one, right? So also, yeah, it's an expensive city. And think about it. Mayor Mondami just got elected, and why did he get elected, guys? Because affordability in New York City was the biggest problem that they had. And you can see in this chart here that people are definitely going to cut back on dates because just living in the city is way too expensive. So I'm going to go a little bit about my app. So basically, again, you can choose your preferences. For this example here, I have my budget. I chose an Italian restaurant. I want to go bowling, and I want to get cookies after. Little 3-spot date, right? And here we have the generation here. We have our Italian restaurant, we have our bowling, we have our cookies. And if we wanted to change it out, we can swipe for other options at the bottom. And we can switch the order around. And it's really nice at the end of the date generation, you kind of have like a summary. So, okay, I'm gonna plan out my date on Thursday, February 19th. That was yesterday when I was making this slideshow actually. And we can see the weather, we can see the estimated total price. And then we can also use some specific features such as view route, which will allow you to plan your itinerary out and also save it to your favorites bar as we have here. But yeah, so we're running out of time a little bit, so I'm gonna just focus on some of the more technical things. So my value proposition is that I want to make a quick, affordable date planner focusing on Gen Z in major cities, starting off with New York City and then expanding to other major cities in the US. AI is going to learn your preferences, and when you log in, it's going to build dates better over time. Currently, there's apps mostly focused on matching, which is really important, but we really want to focus on making these dates happen. In the market right now, obviously, there's affordability crisis in the United States. More young people are single and they want to have dates, but there's more and more friction with an ever-growing digital society to actually go out on dates. So bottom line, most of y'all will not be working in Williamsburg, Virginia. Y'all are probably gonna go to DC, New York, SF, LA, and y'all are gonna be dating and needing to find affordable options that are also good. We can't afford those Instagram date guys, okay? Let's just get that out the way, okay? So dating is hard, but it's such a rewarding skill. The most important skill in life is to find a great partner that you're gonna spend your entire life with. I believe that's so. I think that's the meaning of life. And how can we make that one aspect in our reality a lot more simpler? How can we make dating easier? Thank you.
Awesome. Very well done. So we're opening it up to questions again. We have one right here.
Can you speak to your revenue model?
Yeah, of course. So, we're gonna do a freemium like paywall. So after like 25 generations, we're gonna put a paywall of like $5.
Hello.
Hey.
Alright, so first and foremost, I empathize with the plight. I have a girlfriend, and it can be a giant pain to plan dates. But my question is basically, it seems like if I'm understanding this correctly, a lot of the onus is still on you to choose what kind of food you want, what kind of activities you want to do. And so basically, I'm just asking how this is differentiated from service like TripAdvisor, or Yelp, where you can also filter by price ranges and activities.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a really good question. I think that Dime wants to consolidate like Yelp, Belly, Reddit, Google Maps, like all these search things, and I want to implement all those APIs into this one app. And I think it consolidates all those options, and it's really focused on young people and Gen Z. I made this for myself. I made it for you. You said you resonate with me. I want to focus. I want to focus on young people, like apps like Belly, like Be Real. I think that's really the focus, this segment of my app.
Yeah. Would you ever like incorporate like a sort of like matching component to it, and like sort of what's like stopping the bigger companies like Tinder and like those companies from adding this to their app?
Hey, the goal is to get bought out. The goal is to get bought out and make bread. That is the goal, bro.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation. One question from me has to do with how you're going about, because if I understand this correctly, you like query it with a number of preferences and then it'll suggest a number of like places or a path that you go. Are you going to implement like a rating system of some kind, some way to ensure that they're getting the best possible suggestions? Or is that just based on like prior platforms like say Belly or something similar?
Yeah, so right now we want to incorporate more APIs. APIs are basically just like applications like from Google that like are embedded in my app to basically like give out these preferences. So I can show you later, but yeah, these are actual ratings from like Google. In the future, I'm gonna incorporate Yelp and I don't know if like Belly. I don't know. I just want to incorporate as many APIs that I can that are available, and then also have links to like Belly accounts of like their ratings if I can't incorporate it directly into my app.
Thank you.
So I understand that the interface for guys is that they would be able to set the budget they want for the date, but then what would the girls see on the interface like instead of that?
Yeah, I think the girls would see the same thing. I think the main thing is that I feel like I don't know, like society might be changing, but I still think it is the guys responsibility to plan out a whole day. I think the girl should just pull up and look hella pretty, and like that should be it. That should be it. Like it is our role as a provider to make a 3-stop date. Like if she just like pulls up and like doesn't have to think about it, like that is a happy girlfriend, guys. Like I think that is the goal. But of course, women can use this date the same way. That's just how it is, I think.
Can I? So
Oh, okay, I understand what you're saying now. No, there's not like a girl side, boy side. I mean, this is just a planner. So if you were a girl, if you're a girl using this date, you would just set like what your budget will want to be. Say you're mindful about your partner. You don't want you want to plan a date for you and your boyfriend of like 2 years, right? Like then you want to say, oh, I don't want us to spend more than $100. Then you would just use this budget range.
hello.
Wait, hello? Where?
Oh, right here.
Wait. Oh,
No,
okay.
I know your plan for this app is to be a planner, but I was wondering if you had like an idea of just making sure, like having a feature where you could just pay through your app so that like you don't have to deal with the hassle of just like purchasing through every single app that you show in your planner. Is that like a idea that you have for this app or no?
Wait. Could you kind of like rephrase that?
Okay. So I know this is a planner, right? So
Yeah.
you can't like there's nothing in this app that you could purchase. You have to manually go through each of the options that you show and purchase each of the things like booking a restaurant, like or purchasing like a trip to the restaurant
or bowling, you have to get the tickets. Is there a way that like through your app, you can actually like pay for each of the things instead of having to go through each of the websites?
I mean, I don't know an app right now on the market that consolidates all the payment methods and just checks it out. I mean, I guess like I don't know, like Amazon kind of does that for retail, but you can go to the links, like all like the titles take you to the links. I think it's more so just like that first stage of date planning where you're just like, okay, I have no idea what I want to do. I've been so busy, after this long week. Let me just, have these options here right first. Does that kind of help?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm on my way.
Thank you. Great presentation.
Thank you.
So, are you considering any type of strategic partnerships with Tinder, like some of these other companies? Maybe you can also like meet someone, then go on the date and like plan it through your app.
Yeah, I think again, like I said before, the goal is to get bought out. I think, this is my first startup venture, and I think your first idea isn't going to be the one that succeeds. I already kind of have that thing in mind. I mean, it could, but like overall, I just want to like, get bought out and then, if this idea sticks, keep going. But, it is a little far to say that in the future, but, I am just like not very like attached to this one idea if like, I can't make it my own baby and like go down the way.
Sure. And follow-up question to that. So, going off like partnerships and stuff, do you think there's a way, like, even expanding your revenue model where you can have people basically advertise their restaurant or their business or whatever, then you can get some type of ad revenue or some type of connections with the date places that you may be going to?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, like Google search, if you pay Google, like they'll put your like restaurant first and stuff. So we can do the same type of revenue model like you're saying with our app. Particularly because we're focused on Gen Z, broke Gen Z. We wanna partner with small businesses like local dive bars, local like upcoming restaurants. And when we partner with them, maybe they give like a discount because people are using our app. Then we make some money from them, and I think that would be a great way to build a community around this app.
Awesome. Thank you.
Wait, sorry, say that one more time. I mean, yeah, if you want to. So there's 4 main optionalities here. I think the last one, it kind of relates to what you're saying, share plan. It literally just copies the link and then you can share it to your partner and you can plan it out. Or you can just put in your notes or anywhere.
Right. So decent presentation. And this is Rocket Pitch, and you just said that you're really not committed to this idea. You're committed to the next idea or money. But my question is on the affordability, does your app show the cost of transit in between point A and B? Does it make a calculation? Because in New York City, you could be dinner down in Soho, bowling up on Upper East Side, and getting cookies on West Side.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy to talk to you, a demo with you afterwards, but we do have this option called View Route, which takes your 3-spot date plan and puts it into Google Maps. And obviously, if you're using the train, it wants to put the closest date spots next to each other.
Okay.
Hey.
Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Jen.
We were talking, this sounds like this app would be really, really appealing to guys because obviously y'all are saving money and everything.
Yeah.
But I'm worried about, like, I don't think this app would go viral because obviously not a lot of girls would want to go on a date with the guy that's like obviously trying to save money or any. But I would just reconsider changing the name maybe to something other than Dime New York City. Like I think it's a good idea, but I would just change the name.
Wow, a lot of harsh criticism, guys. Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, what should the name be, Jen? What do you think the name should be?
Wait, like we think that the AI date planning idea is a really good idea. However, we just think that the matching aspect wouldn't work out because we think there would be like 1 billion guys on here and like 0 girls on here.
Wait, what? Hold up. It's not a matching. It's just planning, though.
Okay. No. Okay.
Does that? Yeah, sorry.
That's fine. But I would but like if you sent this link to me, like if somebody sent this link to me, I would be like,
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, oh, he used AI to plan our date. Like, what a gentleman, right? No, I know what you're saying. So, like, the point is, I was mentioning earlier, we have this optionality called share plan. I thought about that. Like, you wouldn't want to share this app link to like someone that you've been dating with like for your first date, right? But maybe if you guys have been dating for like 2 or 3 years and you guys already like know each other, obviously, like you would probably just share this and it'd be easy. If you guys are like, because when you date for so long, like you also like run out of things to do and you're okay with just like finding stuff. But also, if you're on a first date, you could just like share this to your own like notes app, and then you could just know for yourself, and your partner would never have to know that you're planning with Dime NYC.
Perfect. Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for questions. Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you.
Awesome job, Andrew. All right, we are going to get into the voting time. Let me get to that slide for you. There you go. All right, if you can all scan that QR code right now, we'll go ahead and vote between Peter and Andrew. For the slots 3 and 4 on the voting link, make sure you select disagree because we did not have a third or fourth pitcher today. All right, that's all. We will we'll pause for just a little bit to get those votes in. While we're still tallying up those votes, I did want to go ahead and announce our swag giveaway winner for today. So we'll go ahead and do our first drum roll of the day. There we go. Abigail Hewitt, swag giveaway winner. Congratulations, Abigail. All right, we have noticed the voting is very, very close. So if you have not finished getting your vote in or you did not scan the QR code, we're going to go right back to that just for a second to make sure that you got an opportunity to put that in. I'll be back in just a few minutes with our final winner. I'm pleased to announce we have finished tallying all of the scores. So let me move ahead just a little bit. Our winner for today's rocket pitch is Peter. Congratulations, Peter. All right, you've now punched your ticket to our demo day coming on April 24th. You'll be able to compete for $1,500 grand prize, but you're also going to be walking away today with a $10 Grit Coffee gift card, fueled by an awesome alumni supporter who believes in backing builders and caffeine. That's a wrap for us here today. Our next rocket pitch will be on March 20th. So make sure you all put that in your calendars. Be right back here on March 20th. We also, next week, will have a topic talk on Friday, so hope to see you all there. And yeah, that's it for us. Have a nice rest of your day. Make sure you grab some pizza out in the kitchen. There's plenty of it left. And yeah, enjoy.